here and just take a quiet moment for myself to even be able to speak to you right now. I mean, we've been talking about this for weeks and been so excited about it. So, but we're just delighted that you're all here. Every person in this room is so special to us. I look at every face, and I just have memories of joy and struggles and growth and stuff that we've had together. It's just amazing to have you here. And just reminded how you all have enriched our lives in so many ways. So, as well as just encouraged and supported us and taught us, helped us grow. And as I think you all know me, it's our relationships that really give our lives meaning. It's really what it's about. Because without those relationships, it just doesn't mean anything.
Here we are.
So, welcome to our reaffirmation and celebration of our lives together. Wow, one card. So we have our last couple. Marilyn and Jerry, come on in. We're just getting started and welcoming our guests.
So there are 3 people here today who were at our wedding 25 years ago, September 8th. Lynn? Lynn introduced Bruce and I. And Gloria. Whom I've known for many, many years in many, many walks of life, and we're so happy to have you here.
Thank you.
And Suzanne, sitting in the front here. Suzanne and I met the first day of college in 1965.
Wow.
And we've been attached together ever since. I'm so honored that you came all the way from Marblehead to be here.
Nice.
There are also some people that aren't with us today. Bruce's brother Ross and his wife Vicki live in France. That was a little bit of a push, so they're here in spirit. And there are also some people who are here truly in spirit in that they've passed. But I just want to acknowledge them, some of them. There's actually 10 people that were at our wedding who've passed away. But Bruce's parents have passed, my parents, my brother, my twin sister, Suzanne's twin sister, and several others. Another Nancy, who I met when I taught school and we lived in San Diego together, and Clay Mencken, who was a bicyclist and just helped me through some early days there, and others. It's just a surprise to me how many have passed, and I just wanted to acknowledge them and that they're here in their own way. And I'm also going to acknowledge our kitty Fred. I can't help but not mention him. We have a picture here. He passed away a few weeks ago, and we only had him a year and a half. But in that time, he touched our hearts in such a profound way, and opened our hearts in such a profound way, and also, with his sudden passing, told us how fragile and precious life is. And it really prompted us to pay attention to the day, the moment at hand, and to say, I love you to the people you love, and acknowledge the beauty of having them in your life in that moment, because you don't know. And Fred taught us a lot about that, and it's been pretty profound for us. So I just wanted to mention him. I think it's your turn.
Well, we were just gonna talk about some of the highlights of our lives together, just only briefly. I just remember our original wedding day, and oddly what comes to mind is I played tennis that morning with my parents, and I remember practicing my vows and crying in the car on the way to the wedding. It was amazing, but I don't know.
It's been a long road.
Let's top that.
And one of the reasons that we wanted to do this today is because we are not the same people that we were 25 years ago when we got married. We've grown a lot in different ways together and individually, and what we wanted to reaffirm is our commitment as the people who we are today, and share it with those people who are now so important to us in the growth that we've experienced in 25 years, and really wanted to share this with you. Your turn. Oh, you went first. Okay, we're good. Sorry. Flashcards. Big rock print. So, I'm losing track of my thoughts here. Give me a second.
Take a breath. The other memory that I have of the time that we were together was the first time Nancy went into surgery, and just that feeling. I don't know if you've had a loved one go into surgery, and the realization of how important a person is to you, and what that was like for me. But mostly, our lives together just enriched by the fact that I had someone so special to share with.
And when I look back at these 25 years, I guess the things that have impacted me the most are around loss. My twin sister died in 1998 when we'd only been married for 8 years. And well, at that time, 8 years seemed like a long time. It certainly doesn't now. But it really hit me hard. And that was when I began my journey of doing more work on personal growth and understanding who I am, why I am the way I am, and dealing with a lot of the issues of childhood and such that we all have fun looking at once in a while. And but also how important that was, and really what was most important was who I am, not what I did. And that's even more important at this point in time in our lives, because we no longer relate to ourselves by what we do. We don't do anymore. And so I really cherish the time we've had together to grow separately together, bring us to this point where our marriage is going to be a whole new experience from what it was the last 25 years.
It's a new experience every day. But we talk about it, how our lives have unfolded and changed so much in 25 years. There's a few couples here that are more than 25 years old.
Lynn?
Where is he now?
So with all this, now we'd like to introduce Connie. Connie came into my life in 1999. After Susan's death, I was pretty well torn apart and feeling pretty lost. And Dory introduced me to Connie 16 years ago. And that 16 years has been, you've been my therapist, you've been my teacher, you've been my guide, my life coach, and I'm forever grateful for all you've done for me, where this little girl trapped inside me was so sad and incapable of love. And you really cracked that open for me, and I thank you so much. And I'm so thrilled to have you here today as our officiant. Thank you.
I met Connie when Nancy's sister died, and we started seeing her as a couple, and so impressed. I spent a great deal of time with Connie myself, and she's taught me more about finding my feelings and kind of embracing feelings and learning how to express my fears and desires, and kind of not always easy to just come out and ask what you want. She's also helped me with some spiritual growth that's important to me at this time in my life. But Connie,
Bruce?
I will forever be grateful to you for helping me with the most driving desire of the last 25 years, which is showing Nancy that I adore her, that I will never leave her, and that she's the most important thing in my life. And you helped make that happen. So, thank you.
Thank you, Bruce. Thank you both. You want me to come over? Yes.
Thank God.
Wow, you are two remarkable people, aren't they?
Yes.
And, you know, everyone here, I know, feels in their heart, as I do, how blessed we are to know you. And you have a very special love, and today we're here to celebrate that special love. And you know, since ancient times, poets and philosophers and novelists have been writing, trying to define authentic love and what it really is. They've been writing about it, and yet, I don't know, so much of it doesn't ring true, but I found a reading that I'd like to share with you, and it's by Austrian-born poet Rainer Maria Rilke. I'm sure some of you know this poet. And he said, for one human being to love another human being is perhaps the most difficult task that's been entrusted to us in our life. And he said that it's the ultimate task. It's the work for which all other work is merely preparation. He also said, and I think of you too when I read these words, love is a high inducement for an individual to ripen, to grow into themselves, to become a world unto him or herself for the sake of another person. And I share, doesn't that feel? Yeah, and that rings so true. Recently I asked Nancy and Bruce if they would identify the key qualities, the key factors that they think are responsible for their long and incredible marriage. And they both talked about their own personal ripening and growing whole into themselves. In fact, Nancy shouted into cyberspace, personal growth. And then she said, the better I know myself and the whys behind my behaviors, the more compassion, understanding, and love I feel for Bruce. And Bruce added to that, we give each other space to change, understand ourselves, and grow. We help each other to become something more as individuals. This is a unique commitment. And I just honor both of you for your profound and ongoing commitment to becoming the best that you can be for the sake of your partner. Thank you. Thank you. We should all thank them. Thank you. So, Nancy and Bruce, you know, I don't know if you've noticed this, but the EFM Environmental Forum of Marin, how many of you were here? How many of you were associated here? Well, this is just for fun. I looked at your principles, and I thought about if I had to identify core values for you as a couple. Listen to this. We assume good intentions. We are a culture of inquiry. Our relationship is open and honest. True? We make sustainable commitments. And we operate with a sense of freedom and shared responsibility. Did you realize? I just thought that was fun. And
You must take out the garbage.
so we're gathered here today to witness and celebrate Bruce and Nancy. And it's been a quarter of a century. How does that sound? That they have been married. And today we gather to witness and celebrate you in the renewal of your wedding vows. But first, I'd like to share another wise person's ideas about love. And this was from the 1700s by a rabbi named Baal Shem Tov. And this is so true for you too. He says, from every human being there rises a light that reaches straight to heaven. And when two souls that are destined to be together find each other, their streams of light flow together and a single brighter light goes forth from their being. So having said that, I would invite the two of you together to join your light together and ignite our central candle.
Might need to close the door. Or close it halfway, maybe.
And let this light be a symbol, Nancy and Bruce, of the divine spirit and the benevolence of the universe that brought you into each other's lives. And now, as we transition from social chatting time to sacred ceremony time, we have been taught that it's beneficial to purify the space. And so you've probably seen this done with water or sage. And I'm going to offer the blessing of the smoke from Palo Santo. I'm going to start lighting this over here. Palo Santo means sacred wood. And it comes to us from South America, where it's used, and Central America, where it's used widely for cleansing this, don't worry, for cleansing the space for ceremonies. Because it's believed that we need to clear out the energy of any undesirable or negative or stale forces. So I bless you with this smoke, sacred smoke of Palo Santo. And I share this with all of you and cleanse this space so that only positive, good energies are here present for the highest outcome of this ceremony. I didn't want to light it too fiercely because maybe we have smoke detectors, which could lend a whole new aspect to the ceremony. So we give thanks for that Palo Santo. And now we're taught that for the most auspicious outcome of any ceremony, we human beings respectfully invite in powers beyond ourselves. You've already named some of those beings who aren't here. So I'd like you, Bruce and Nancy, to think about all those who are not present, who have taught you about love, either by their example or by the challenging lessons. We're going to turn the phone on. Sorry, hold on. This is contemporary ceremony. That's all there is to it. Walsh, please. Don't, just let it go. It's just supporting us. That's it. Don't worry about it. And so I was just saying to think of all those who've taught you about love. Some people teach us about love through their example, and there may be others in your lives who've taught you by giving you challenging lessons that I think really inspired you to grow yourselves and to become more receptive to giving and receiving love. So right now, I invite all of you to imagine that Bruce and Nancy, I want you to just imagine inviting in all of your ancestors, some of them you named, and all of your teachers, some of them known to you and not, who may have imparted an idea, an understanding about love. And finally, all the loved ones in your life who have crossed your path, all of them. And we fill this space, not only with those visible, but with the invisible ones who are here to support you. And now, in the tradition, where is my, here we go, thank you. Just let me get a read of you all out there. Have any of you, I know some of you have, known the tradition of calling in the 4 directions? How many of you? Okay. Well, then I'm going to call on your assistance for joining, and don't look scared. This is a Native American tradition, which I feel particularly grateful for having inherited. And this is another way in which we call on resources beyond our own human powers. And so we are going to face the 4 different directions one at a time, good idea, and we are going to call on each of those directions, and you know this, Nancy, and I think you do too, Bruce, and there are associations that are made with each of those directions, but what we're really doing is we're calling on the spirits of those directions and what they represent to support Nancy and Bruce here today. So are you ready? We're going to begin with the east, since you're facing east. And I also want to say, please feel at home and free to add, if you'd like to join and add your associations with this direction. Okay. Spirits of the east, element of air. This is the home of the rising sun, and we ask your presence and support for Bruce and Nancy today, that they may each day with the rising sun greet each other with love in their hearts, and throughout the course of their days, when life's challenges present themselves, because the east is also the home of illumination and of great eagle and hawk. And we ask your support that they may rise above all of life's challenges so that they can see the big picture and find elegant solutions to the challenges. And so, spirits of the east, we thank you for your presence. And now we're going to turn to the south. And we call on the spirit of the south, which we associate with warmth and passion, with vitality, and we ask the spirits of the south to ignite in Nancy and Bruce their creativity, their aliveness, their vitality, their passion for one another from this day forward, and that you be with us present in this ceremony to help them be totally in touch with that divine aliveness that is in both of their hearts as they renew their vows. Thank you, spirits of the south. And now we're going to turn to the west. Spirits of the west, the great waters, the Pacific Ocean, and what you mean to us, you show us, is how to flow with life. And we ask that Nancy and Bruce learn from your ways of how they can surrender when things arise and go with the current, and trust that surrendering is the thing to do when challenges arise. And help them also, great spirits of the waters, to dive deep where they find their deep intimacy with their own emotions, that they may communicate and connect with each other from that deep, deep place. And you're also the place of the setting sun, so that we ask that at the end of every day, Bruce and Nancy connect with each other and share their love for sweet dreams as they put their head on the pillow. We give thanks, spirits of the West. And now we turn to the north. And we ask for the presence of spirits of the north. And this is the element of earth. And let's all present right now feel our deep connection, our rootedness to our Mother Earth. And we know that Nancy and Bruce are devoted and dedicated to being of service to the healing of Mother Earth. And we know of their gratitude for all that she provides for us. And so we ask for the earth to continue to be in their lives and help them to stand confident and tall as they walk their life of happy destiny. And so we all come forward again and we give thanks. We give thanks that for all these spirits lending their powers to this ceremony. All right, you are standing here today, and we are witnessing you very happily today as you renew your wedding vows. Now, these vows will be said in just a few minutes, but they are the sacred promises that you're making for your lifetime. Are you ready? Okay, Nancy.
So Bruce, in a nutshell, these past 25 years for me has been about learning how to open my heart and let you love me, to really let you in. And it's been a struggle. And you've been so patient and supportive. I can't say how grateful I am that you are the person that you are and what you've done to help me become the person who I am. And while letting you love me sounds like it should be simple, or that it is that simple, but simple isn't always easy. And so I struggle with this every day. And I will continue to do so as I grow in so many different ways and more deeply, more deeply don't you love it when you lose your mind? I'm amazed that you're in my life. I am so lucky. It's like a fairy tale when I think about how we met and where we are today. We're so blessed, me, you, and us. And with all that, I really look forward to the potential of the years that we have ahead. We have grown tremendously, but wow, we have a whole new journey ahead of us. We're now retired, we're connected 24/7 at the hip, learning how to deal with that, and so far we're doing really well. But as we do grow older and wiser together, I promise to keep my heart open to your love, to listen with curiosity and understanding without interrupting. And to grow old with you with grace and understanding. And this is from one of our classes that I think is very appropriate for us. I am because we are, and because we are, therefore I am.
I'm going to have to stay on the script here. This is going to be tough. Nancy, you've given me a reason to live every day and brought a sparkling river of joy to my life. And I will hold that precious love we share in my thoughts, everything in my life. I promise to create a safe space for you and to actively support your desire to grow and blossom in new ways. I will be by your side with unconditional love through whatever the future brings. I will listen to you with openness. Emphasis on listen. Hold you tenderly and see your inner beauty always as we grow older. "25 years ago, I promised to listen to your heart and hoped you would show me what love is, and you did. And now I promise to listen to my heart as well, and to share my soul and open to you evermore."
Beautiful, heartfelt. Bruce and Nancy, you want to exchange rings now, and you know, the ring, as we all know, is a circle which symbolizes infinity, and we've heard that probably a lot of times. But you know what? The ring is also an opening. It's a gateway that's beckoning you forth to the infinite mystery of your eternal bond as you walk forward as partners in life. So may these rings serve as an everlasting reminder of the commitments and vows that you make today.
So Bruce, left hand. I don't know my right from my left. This gets me in trouble all the time. Thank you. You are my yesterday. You are my today, and you will be my tomorrow. All that I give you all that I am, my best friend, my partner in life, my soulmate, my everything.
Wow. It's not even round anymore. I lost my ring when we were on a bike trip and had it remade, and still love having it because I touch it for years and would think of Nancy and so forth. Nancy, you are my yesterday, you are my today, and you will be my tomorrow. All that I am, I give to you. You know I do. My best friend, my partner in life, my soulmate, my everything. She give me another 25.
The best I can, honey. Give me what I got.
Now, each one of you is a treasured person in the lives of Nancy and Bruce. Will you promise from this day forward to encourage and love them, to offer your guidance, and to support them in living the vows that they just made today? If so, will you please, with gusto, say we will?
We will!
Beautiful. And now we have a special invitation for each one of you. We have a beautiful candle here, and you'll see some other beautiful slender candles to the left. Nancy and Bruce would love to receive your blessings, your wishes in one word. You know, there's something very powerful about simplicity. Not 2 words, not 3, just one. In a moment, we're going to put on a piece of music that will help you go. In fact, now we can put on a piece of music, which will help you, I believe, deepen down into your heart and get a sense of that one wish. And there are going to be many. If someone else takes your wish, say it anyhow. Or use your second wish. There's no right or wrong here. We invite you to come forward, and I'm going to demonstrate. So now just begin. If it helps to close your eyes, you can do that. And think of these 2 magnificent people, Nancy and Bruce, and what you would most wish for them in one word. I was getting presence.
What was your word?
Presence. Thank you for reminding me to say it nice and
Soar.
it's also
S-O-A-R.
It's also
Not
helpful
saddle sore.
if you place your candles toward the back and move forward so people don't burn themselves.
Connection.
Inside.
Years. Jeez. Peace.
Forever. Laughter.
Boundless.
Exploration.
and rich.
Fun.
Tranquility.
Happiness.
Adventure. Curiosity.
Romance.
Imagine.
Synergy.
Water.
Passion.
Movement.
Playfulness.
And friends.
Newness.
Fluidity.
Is there anyone who hasn't yet gone who would like to? Now is the time.
Sorry.
It's your party.
I'm offering you a blessing.
if you want.
Limitlessness.
Connection.
Let's join hands and make a circle. And you two can stay there, and we'll join up with you. Thank you for all your beautiful blessings. Thank you, Nancy and Bruce, for being the extraordinary individuals that you are and demonstrating for everyone in your world what a beautiful marriage can be. And now we give thanks to everybody present, visible and invisible, and all those who have made this ceremony beautiful and powerful. And I'd like to offer, but I don't cry, a final blessing. May your joys be as bright as the morning sun. Your years of happiness as numerous as the stars in the heavens. May you grow old together with grace, tenderness, and patience. And may your days be inspiring, prosperous, and long upon the earth. And now, I believe it's time for celebration.
I have said so.
Oh, you got it. 4?
I have said you give me together. I said don't wait.
That's another idea.
Is this